matters this week? Show of hands. Love that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to go over a couple of takeaways. I want to hear about what you took away from our stats presentation. I'm so excited because we have a really phenomenal guest with us today, our incredible general manager, Mike Ray. He's in the back. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. We've shifted our order. I want to make sure we get as much time with Mike as possible because Mike and I both had the opportunity to be in Austin, Texas with Gary Keller and leadership from our company. We wanted to kind of bring the scoop back to you and give you some inside information so you can understand some of the programs and some of the things that our company is working on and how that's going to partner back with you in the future. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. So our Y4C2Ts, and we've got our amazing mic runners. I know we've got some new faces in the room. Who wants to help our agents understand what are the Y4C2Ts in Keller Williams? She's like someone else. Come on. All right, let's bring it to Ayelet. First we'll go to Nanette, and then we'll come to Ayelet.
I feel like that this is what we stand for. This is how we should live our lives, whether we're in real estate or we're dealing with anybody else. This is just our value statement of how we should respond, react, and go about our day.
Love that. This is our belief system, our principles, right?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So and I want y'all to think back on this last week, and then I'm going to come to you, Ayelet. Where has the Y4C2Ts shown up in your life? And it can be personally, it can be professionally, heck, it can be even, at home or with your kids or your partner. Is there anything you wanted to add, though, Ayelet? And then Steph will come to you after.
It's not necessarily adding. I just wanted to say kudos for teamwork for our culture committee.
Yes.
Being there for 10 years, I just know how much you're working and doing for this office, especially for Red Day. That's why I'm wearing proudly my Red Day t-shirt today.
Love that.
And you just don't understand how much is going into preparing all this stuff for you. So come to any or all events that we have. They're working really hard. You got Stacy and you got Jesse and Paula and everybody else on the culture committee.
All right, let's give it up for our culture committee because they really are busting their butts every day. And Steph, what were you going to say? And then Terrence, we'll come to you after.
Well, real quick, I wanted to give a teamwork thing.
Yeah.
I was struggling this week with trying to figure out something in command, and I just couldn't quite get it. I know it was probably pretty easy, but I just couldn't get it. So I called, and Ella walked me through it.
Oh, yay, Ella!
Who I don't even think, I know she's here today, but I don't see her in the room.
I think she's holding it down to the front desk right now.
Yes, but anyway, everybody say thank you to Ella.
Love that. Thank you so much. And can we just give it up for our entire leadership team because there's so much they do in the background. We really appreciate it. Terrence, how about you? Where did the Y4C2Ts show up for you this past week?
So it's a combination, I think, of teamwork and success.
Mm-hmm.
So without being too detailed, for the past year plus, I've had some family issues that I've been dealing with, and through Cara and Cheryl and so many others that have really poured into me and helped me throughout this time in my family. So the success part is my son has been chemo is over. And,
Yeah!
So it's been a year plus, but we're not completely out of the woods. He still has to do his scans periodically, but there's no more cancer detected.
That is amazing news.
So it's definitely a success.
Y'all, it's a huge one, and I appreciate you sharing, because here's the thing, y'all, life shows up. It really does, and I know we talk about finding sources and building your business and doing your lead gen, but at the end of the day, life shows up, and sometimes we've got to service that first, right? There's a reason why our company is, God, family, and then business. And I appreciate that because, Terrence, you show up, you do the work, you've dedicated every Monday to being there for your son and your family, and I'm just so proud of you because I know the work you're doing is going to be rewarded. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to try not to cry on that one. I love that. Anybody else? The Y4C2Ts?
Yeah, I want to say thank you
Right here.
I wanted to say thank you to Angie. She took care of a client of mine. I took care of their home side, and she took care of their business side. And yeah, I got $2,400 for that. Thank you.
That sounds like a win-win. I love that. Kudos. Way to partner with Angie in our commercial division. I love that. All right, so something else good. I know we've had fun graduations that we're celebrating. What else has happened in the last week that you want to share that's been really positive and exciting? Yes, please. I love it. New fam. Make sure, tell us your name.
My name is Miguel Lopez. I just got my my license literally last Friday.
Woo!
I'm really excited to be here in the office and to learn from every one of you. I'd love to, meet anybody after. Give you my phone number, and I just would love to learn and just absorb all this knowledge from all of you guys. And I'm really excited to be here. So big thank you to Deanna for helping me, and to Ella as well. And Diane will be helping me get started in the business. So thank you all. Thank you so
love
much.
that. Welcome, Miguel. Welcome to your first Atlanta fam. Awesome. I know we've also got an exciting Mother's Day coming up this weekend. For those of you that are celebrating, we want to wish you a happy Mother's Day early. You're welcome. Can I tell you a funny story, too, and what showed up in my life for Mother's Day? So my mom and my sister both wanted to come for a visit. And I just thought, well, you know what? My mom's going to be alone on Mother's Day. It's really hard for her. And I said, well, let's all go together. Let's go do something. I told you this story this morning, Angie. And y'all know I just came back from Austin, right, to be with Gary. And I'm in a little group family chat. I said, Mom, we can go anywhere you want. Where do you want to go for Mother's Day? And she's like, I know exactly where I want to go. I said, incredible. We're like, okay, we're going to stay in the country because there's not that many days. We could go to Miami. We could go to New York. She's like, here's where I want to go. Can you all guess where it is? Austin, Texas. So I will be back in Austin later tonight, and I will be sure to tell you all about it. So there's that. We've got incredible training still coming up, and then new training that we've rolled out this month. We're going to go a little bit lighter. We want to start to focus a little bit more, especially in this season, on your skill set, on listings, and getting back to the basics and foundation of what you're doing, while making sure that we're helping you stay in touch with your clients. You're going to start to see a lot more, especially this summer, on touch programs and how to make sure you're staying in front, how to nurture those relationships. So I know we've talked about it before, but we really want to make sure that everyone is walking away with a tangible plan to stay in front of your clients. Would that be helpful? Yes. Okay, great. We also have the incredible Red Day. So you've been hearing about this for weeks. So who can tell me where's one of the locations we'll be at for Red Day? Drake House. Drake House. I love that. Where's another one? Dunwoody Nature Center. Choa. Okay, amazing. Has anybody not signed up that still wants to sign up? Because the QR code is there. We've got our amazing culture committee here in force. Make sure you get signed up. And then a shout out to Supreme Lending, because they're bringing the paddy wagon and we are having a cookout right after. So you're going to come back to the Market Center. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also, Culture Committee, I know they are taking donations, so if you want to be able to contribute, if for some reason you can't show up that day, but you still want to play a role in it, make sure you talk to our Culture Committee, and they will help you get set up with donations and other ways to support. Sound good? Yeah. Okay, perfect. We also have Paint the Town Red, so we've been talking about this. We are hosting a mega open house day for the Rawls Group. It's going to be Sunday from 12 to 4 p.m., Team leaders, we will be out in force. You may see me at your open house. And we actually have training coming up. It's on the calendar. I believe it's on the 12th. We're going to be teaching a class called How to Host a Mega Open House That Converts, because we want to make sure that you are ready for Paint the Town Red. Is that, yes? Good? If for some reason you are not already scheduled, y'all, if you have never done an open house, this is a great opportunity to shadow, okay? So agents, I'm gonna ask, if you are hosting an open house, put it in mission control, and let's help our agents that are just coming in. Let's teach them how to host that open house, yeah? Yes. Okay, perfect. So let's jump in, match game for those of you that are new. This is residential, commercial. We're gonna start with listings, so we want anything that is new coming on market, or if you've had a price improvement. You're gonna do really quickly the address, Bed Bath square feet. And then we're going to switch over to the buyer side. So who's got something new coming to market? Raise your hand and our amazing bike runners will come. Erica, I love that. Congrats. What you got for us?
So I am stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm listing a house in Covington,
Okay.
which I've never been. And it's the first time. Anyway, it should be on the market by the end of this month. It's going to be priced at $330. It's an unusual property.
What's the address?
20 West Bradford Court, Covington, Georgia.
Okay, bed and bath.
3 bedrooms, 2 bath ranch, plus a 1,700 square foot garage, room, apartment, whatever you want. I mean, it's got
Bonus something.
Yeah, electricity and water.
Okay.
If you know somebody that has a HVAC company or has a large boat or a woodworker, this would be great for them.
Love
and it's
that.
just over a half an acre lot, no HOA, and ready to go.
Love that. Y'all, if you are looking to prospect, you can actually take this listing and go find clients for the area. So if you're like, I don't really know what I'm saying to somebody, hey, you've got a property that you can actively go and look for a buyer for. Yeah? Any other listings? Thank you, Erica. We're going to go to Nanette. And then anybody else hands raised? We'll go to Cheryl next, my listing queen, and then up to Bree.
I've got a new listing that was transferred from another agent to me, which we're going to get back on the market at the beginning of next week. And it's 5 Spinning House Place, Atlanta 30318, I believe. I don't know the square footage, but it's a townhome. And we're trying to get some painting done and make it a little bit more refreshed, virtual staging, that kind of thing. And I don't know the address for my house in Buford, but it was originally listed for $500, and I kind of had to sit down with them last week and go, no, we've had 5 showings in 31 days, and so they were actually reducing it all the way to $440. We withdrew it, and we're putting it back on the market probably at the end of this week. So
Kudos
a
for
huge
having
price
the
reduction.
conversation, Nanette. If you want to know how to have that conversation, I'd be taking Nanette for coffee and figuring out how she did that. That is awesome. All right, who's up next? Yes, Cheryl.
I have a 3-2 in Winder coming probably June 1st. 1,200 plus square feet, cul-de-sac lot. It's not far actually from UGA, so anyone who may be going to school up there, the parents want to be closer or whatever it may be, but that is coming soon.
And
it'll
address?
be about 1605 Jessica Lane.
1605 Jessica Lane in Winder, and your price
It'll
point
be
one more
about
time?
325.
About $325. All right, so if you've got someone for that, please see Cheryl White. Love that. Bree, what you got for us?
Hey, so I have a listing with Jason Porter. I don't think he's in the room right now,
This
but
afternoon.
it's in Johns Creek. It's right over by the Johns Creek City Center. It's an office space, right under 1,400 square feet, $29 a square foot. Beautiful location, really nice lobby, as well as outdoor seating area. So anybody who's looking for office to lease, please let me know.
Awesome. So make sure you come to Bree, and Bree is in our commercial division. Y'all just saw we had a huge win with Angie and Ayala, and we love to be able to partner back and forth. Love that. Thank you, Bree. All right, any buyer needs? Are we looking for a unicorn, needle in a haystack? Yeah, we're going to go to Diane.
I have some lovely new buyers. They are very well ready to go by Luke Hale himself.
Love that. Free work with matters.
They've lost 3 offers. They are dying to find their house in the northwest corridor, Ackworth, Kennesaw, northeast Marietta, but looking up, price point is up to $425. Don't want a fixer-upper, and 3 bedroom, 2 bath would be better if it was 4 bedrooms, and nothing smaller than 1,600 square feet.
Okay, so if you've got anybody sitting on the fence and you think it could be a match, reach out to Diane Barber. Any other buyers? Okay, we're gonna go really quickly to Ayelet and then Cheryl, and then we'll wrap.
I have buyer looking as an investment up to $400,000 either in Cobb County or North Fulton County. As long as it's not rent restricted,
Okay.
we're good.
Up to what price?
$400.
400. Okay, love that. Cheryl, what you got?
My same people, East Atlanta, Northeast Atlanta. We just lost out on the other side decided to do it as is, the other offer, and my clients weren't about to do that. So we
Okay.
lost that one yesterday. It is anywhere between $450, $650, $675 in Northeast Atlanta. East Atlanta area. It can be, they prefer it have a basement. The square footage really doesn't matter. They just want it to be, if they like it, they'll buy it.
Okay, y'all,
Yeah.
Cheryl has a motivated buyer, so let's find her a listing, yes? All right, let's keep going. So, as you know, we kind of go through the stats. Now, we did just have quarterly stats, but this is your quick 5-week snapshot, okay? So, take a quick look. What are we seeing? Okay, but is it holding steady? Right? This is a really great time. If you've got a client that is nervous, the data is showing you there's not a whole lot of change. Can we agree?
I don't agree with you.
Tell me.
The median sold price within a month went up by 40K. The median sales price. So it's not really everything holding the same. Like the days on market, whatever,
Yeah.
yes. But pricing did go up. And everywhere they listen on the news, prices are going down.
Oh, I love that, right? So media is saying, thank you for saying that. Media is like, hey, prices are going down, the world is ending, but what the data is showing us is that it's going up. What do you think I'm going to say next? I'm going
That's
to
right.
invite you to go to your local market. Get hyper local, micro market. For some of you, you're going to see the same trend. For some of you, you're not. So again, this is just, again, a holistic snapshot, right, in Metro Atlanta, but go back to your micro market and get that data. But again, this is a really great time for somebody to come into the market, especially if they've been holding off.
We see more listings coming in.
Yep. So for those of you that were at Stats, what were some of the takeaways? What are some of the notes that you wrote down?
Be resilient.
Be resilient. I think, do we drive that point home enough? Yeah, awesome. What else? What other takeaways?
Get your fair share.
Get your fair share. What does that mean, Annette?
Well, we might be hearing that While we might be hearing that the market may be down a little bit from what was projected,
Right.
there's still plenty of opportunities out there for us to go sell homes and get buyers in homes and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't
Love
mean
that.
that we individually have to sink and feel like we're not going to make money this year. Get our fair share.
Love that, 100%. Diane, and then we'll go to Luke.
It is the tale of two markets. You will have the market with the houses that are priced correctly and condition matches price, and
Yep.
they're going lickety split, multiple offers. And then you have the wah, wah, wah inventory. That is terrible. And they have to change the price. Yes.
Love that.
Which then means lots of negotiation power for your buyers.
Right, which is a skill set that we need to have mastered in this market. Ayelet?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That was last quarter. We are in May. May looks very different than January, February, March. So we have our mastery every month,
Every
the
month, yeah.
mastermind, that we're going through what happened last month and just drill into what's going on in your area where you're working, because it doesn't look the same. What I see where I work,
Right, and
is
you're in
m-
Johns Creek.
I
you're
live
in
Johns
Alpharetta.
Creek, Alpharetta. We see multiple offers, same day, over list price, craziness.
Yep.
And we started to see actually way more houses coming in over $1 million in those areas, which we didn't see before. So
Y'all, what's luxury doing in this market? Thank you, Ayelet. Luxury is up. Hyper luxury is up. Y'all, there are cases where it is easier to sell a $4 million house right now than it is a 1.2 even, or an 895. Okay? And if you've not explored luxury yet, because it doesn't need to be your entire market, right? But if you haven't explored luxury yet, this is also a great time to get into the luxury market. What were you going to say, Phil?
Yeah, from the word of Mike Ray, rates are quivering.
Rates are quivering. I
Or if you're
love
Luke Hale,
that.
they're volatile.
So for those of you that missed it, we did a little recap for you, just basically to say, hey, technically it's still a seller's market. The market itself is stabilizing, it is normalizing. We are moving more towards a balanced market. But on the whole, and again, micro market, it can be different, but on the whole, it's still a seller's market. Yeah, we know this. We don't need to say it, price it right. Otherwise, we know what happens. You'll start collecting listings. Buyers are selective. And when we say selective, I mean they are supremely selective, okay? But the biggest thing is whether you're using data from the last quarter or you're hopping on that call with Jeremy and you're taking it from the last month, it helps to understand where we've been to where we are and where we are going. So when you show up as the educator, Your clients will trust you. They will use you. And again, just like Nanette said, hey, take market share. Now is a great time, and listings are a great way to get your name out there and at least open up for more listings, more buyers, more conversations, okay? If you did miss or you didn't capture it, you can scan the QR code and download the slides. Stephen also sent out an email, or it came from the OP office yesterday, that had this as well. But again, you can actually use these in your text messages, in social media, partner with one of our awesome folks at Supreme, and put a video together and be the first person to educate your client so they're not going to the clickbait on the media. And then last but not least, in June, we're going to be covering what happened in the month of May so that you can take that data and know exactly how to have the conversations with your clients for right now. So make sure you RSVP. You do need to register. It's 1 hour on Zoom, and Jeremy goes through all of it. Who's coming to that call? Show of hands. Are y'all finding value in that call? Yes. Yeah, y'all, if you're not on it, I'm telling you, replace whatever it is. You need to be on this call. All right. Let's give a shout out to our awesome lunch sponsor. Erica, come on up.
The mic. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? So I think I've met most of you guys. You guys know that, well, for those of you that I haven't connected with yet, I'm Erica. I work for Lunspro Inspection Group. It's an incredible place I've just loved working for like the last year and a half now. We've got an excellent team. There is another slide, I think, maybe. Yes. So Brandon and Lindsay, they're the owners of the company. They've been around for 30 plus years. We've done several inspections, commercial and residential. So if you guys are interested and you want to know more about the company, if you haven't used us yet, I'd be more than happy to provide a discount. We do also, I think a lot of agents always ask me, can you do like, you know, just sewer scope on its own, or pool spa, or air quality? That is something that we can just do on its own. So that's always like a question that realtors ask. And then same day digital reports. We do work on the weekends. A lot of you guys have asked, you know, if we're available Saturday and Sunday. We are. So if you guys are working amongst your, you know, inspection guys that you trust, and you know, and if they're not available, just reach me. I will try to get, you know, somebody that can work with you guys. I'll leave my business cards out, but I think I have information in the back, or you can scan the QR code up there. But beyond the inspections, I am the event coordinator for the company. So we have this really incredible space in Alpharetta, close to like probably about 8 minutes away from the Avalon. So if you're familiar, we're out there, and because we're partners with you guys, we've allowed our partners to come in and utilize the space for free. So it's a beautiful space that's kind of set up for digital, like classes, if you guys want to host your own home buyer seminars, or we actually host our own. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Judge Parker, but we do have a 3-hour broker CE class this month. So if anyone's interested, let me know. I'll get you guys connected. And then we also have like a health and wellness thing. So we've got a lot of things that are happening at the office aside from, you know, the things that, I mean, whatever ideas that you guys can bring. So yeah, I think I've hit all the points.
Let's give it up for Erica. We appreciate you. You're good. Yeah, thank you so much.
They did 2 of my recent inspections with Jesse and Eric, and they were awesome.
Love that. Thank you for that testimonial, Nanette. And now we're going to do kind of a hard pivot because I want to make sure we can honor his time. So, y'all, let's give it up for our general manager, Mike Ray. Mike, come on down and sit with me. Hi.
Good morning.
Whichever
Are
one
we
you
sitting?
want.
Are we sitting?
Yeah, whichever one
Okay.
you want.
We can do that. Just gonna put that down a bit. I'm gonna need it.
You're going to need it.
How's everybody doing? Good. Everybody good? So we're gonna talk about like some super exciting things.
So, y'all, I will tell you.
Buckle up, because you're gonna be riveted
You
by
riveted.
the conversation.
So, as I said at the top of the meeting, Mike and I both had the privilege of being in Austin. For those of you that don't know, Keller Williams Realty International, we are actually based out of Austin, Texas. That's where our corporate headquarters are. And Mike attended an exclusive operating principal mastermind. I got to attend the team leader mastermind. And we just wanted to sit down with you and give you some of that information that you might not have yet, and some of the things that we learned. And I'm just going to say it now. We don't have all the answers on what we're about to tell you. In fact, we don't have most of the answers on what we're about to tell you, but we just want to make sure that you know, because there are some things that I think can be confusing, and there's a lot of noise in this world. Can we agree? Okay. So we just want to give it to you what it is so that you can best understand and then figure out how to take this back to your business and or your clients. So, Mike, I know our time together is a little bit limited.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you jump in.
So let's start with, how many of you have been hearing about and may have questions and be thinking, wow, I'm ready to do Zillow Preview? Anybody? Y'all heard it? Who's heard it? Raise your hand if you've heard Zillow Preview.
We talked about it at team
about
meeting.
What do you know about it? Who's doing it? Anybody tried it? Anybody know the rules? Okay, so let's
take it to the beginning.
Unpack this
Yes.
for a second, okay? So there was a series of real estate announcements that all took place really in a matter of about a week and a half, and we're going to go back into late March, early April when this started to roll out. So, and there were a lot of things that were shared with us that were going to happen in April around Zillow Preview. So Zillow Preview is, let me tell you what it is, and I'll tell you what the challenges are, and I'll tell you where we're going in this conversation. Because when I say the word riveting, like you are going to be just so energized.
I feel like we should have given them popcorn at the very least.
You need something,
like just
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
The video
We
moving
can come
around.
back. Yeah.
We
okay.
could do that. We could do that.
There you go.
Focus on me. That's right. Focus on me. No, I'm just joking. So here you go, y'all. This is the issue. So Zillow Preview is actually a Zillow-only product that is on Zillow prior to you making your listing live in an MLS. Okay?
Does everybody
so it is not
understand
in an MLS. It is only on Zillow in a platform they call Preview. That's how it works.
I'm seeing
Now,
some confused faces.
So
do we have a question on what that
Lynn
means?
LaCroix. So Coming Soon is totally separate.
Different.
Coming Soon is attached to the MLS.
Yep.
And Coming Soons are out on Zillow, and that's a conversation we're going to get to today, because when I tell you, like, y'all have no idea how exciting this topic is, because that's tied to the IDX feed. And how many of you today woke up thinking, I want to learn about the IDX feed? Thank you, Michael New. And Diane
Oh,
Burke.
okay,
A few of
I
you.
like
Okay,
it.
Listen, we got you covered today with this information. And it is relevant, and there is a purpose to it. I'm being a little bit facetious because, y'all, this is a really serious topic. And I believe, let me just insert this right here. The conversation we're going to have today, and it may be confusing to you. It may not be super sexy to you. It may be wildly chaotic to you and some of the things I'm going to share with you. But it is transformative to the real estate market. It is happening in real time all around us. There is not a day that has gone by in the last probably month and a half, Cara, that I have not seen some news article in the real estate industry that is addressing some component of the conversation we're having today. And you're probably skipping it because you're going, I have no idea what they're talking about, and I do not care. But it is in real time happening, and it is going to shape how you interact with your sellers and how buyers may or may not be able to find listings that they are interested in. So it's going to impact your businesses.
And
Does
this
that
is not
make sense?
just a Keller Williams
Not a
thing.
KW. This is a real estate industry topic.
Industry shaping conversation.
Yeah, so the idea of Zillow Preview is that you could go onto Zillow, put a listing in exclusive to the group of real estate brokerages that partnered with Zillow in the Preview platform. Our offices have agreed to it, but you have to follow your MLS rules, and that's where it gets messy, because there are literally thousands of localized MLSs all across the country, and guess what? They all play by different rules. They play by their rules. So whereas you and FMLS may have 2 weeks, 30 days to do a Coming Soon, it's because it's an FMLS. If you put it on Zillow Preview, it's not in your MLS. And the FMLS rules say, but you have to be in within 1 business day of you getting a listing signed. So if you put it on Zillow Preview, you can only have it there for one day. But you
Otherwise,
have
you're violating
You're violating,
FMLS
and they
rules.
could fine you
Yep.
for being in Zillow Preview. So
Yeah.
see, this is where it gets sticky. So Lynn and I have been discussing this for about a month now, and the conversation that Lynn and I have had has been, hey, what if we could create an FAQ for all of you that made it really simple for you to follow all the steps of being on Zillow Preview? And then Lynn calls me and said, I hate Zillow Preview. I don't want to talk about Zillow Preview. I don't know how to answer Zillow Preview for Georgia MLS and FMLS, and everybody has different rules, and it gets really super confusing. So let's make it a little bit more complicated, okay?
Great.
So
Fantastic.
here's where we're going. So why did KW partner with Zillow? Does anybody know what was the preface to that?
Diane.
Compass and Rocket
Anywhere.
and Redfin. Rocket Mortgage owns Redfin, and Redfin is a similar platform, even though they also have a real estate brokerage, as does Zillow. But Redfin is a a listing website, an aggregating website that sends out listings, right? Everybody's familiar with this? Zillow is the largest platform in the world for real estate searching. For listings and information about real estate. Redfin was not the largest, but they had a partnership with Compass. And so to combat their exclusive listing conversation, KW partnered, as did Berkshire Hathaway, as did a litany of other companies, said, hey, we'll sign up and be a part of the Zillow Preview, which would be similar to the exclusive listings on Redfin from Compass. And then guess what happened? EXP and others said, hey, we'll do that with Realtor.com and Homes.com. So now we've all taken our corners. So everybody has a corner, and everybody has a new platform.
And it is good to know, like, in terms of these companies and their exposure, Zillow does have the greatest exposure, far more than a Redfin or a Realtors.com.
They
Like, it
do.
is a massive, massive gap between them.
Yes, Angie?
But if we're all in our separate corners and we all have to play by Georgia MLS, FMLS rules, that makes us all equal because it has to be in the system.
But Angie, do we have to play by those rules? Because maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. And here's how we can make this even more complicated. I feel like I should stand up for this portion of it.
I just wish I had some popcorn right now.
So here we are. We're all in our corners. Everybody's trying to figure out how to make this work. And as we dig into this, we realize, well, wait a second, we would be in violation of our MLS rules. And not just here, literally. I said thousands of MLSs. And everywhere we're running into complications. As most of you know, I'm the operating principal of offices in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida has 3 different MLSs, and every single one of them has a different rule. A different rule. So we're trying to educate, almost 1,000 agents on how to navigate if you're going to use it or not use it. Here's what I can tell you right now. Nobody I know has a listing in Zillow Preview. But it is out on Coming Soon, and that's an IDX conversation that we'll have in just a second. I'll tie this together for you, and I think it will make some semblance of sense to you as we walk through this. So everybody's trying to figure this out. And then yesterday, did anybody see the news about Zillow and Realtor.com? Did anybody see this news? Anybody at all? Zillow and Realtor.com
They're waiting for
decided
admin to hit their news
they would
boxes.
partner up and share each other's preview listings. So now if you are with EXP and you're partnering with Realtor.com, it'll also show up on Zillow, and if you're with KW and you're partnered with Zillow, it's going to show up on Realtor.com. So now, which rules are we playing by? Realtor.com rules, the Zillow rules, your local MLS rules. So as a broker and as an operating principal, we're all trying to figure this out. So Gary, who is our advocate, and I will say that time and time again, he is truly an agent's advocate. He's sitting in Austin going, what the heck? What is really happening here? So let me just remind you real quick, a very short history lesson, then we're going to fast forward for a second, then I'll tie some more of this together. Clear cooperation is what started this entire piece of this whole puzzle happening. And that took place, some people think clear cooperation's been around a long time. Like we've always put our listings in MLS. How many of you have forever and ever since you've been in real estate always listed your properties primarily in your local MLS? Everybody's done that, right? Yeah. But for the longest time, there were companies across the country who were part of the National Association of Realtors who did not necessarily cooperate with the local MLS. They were not willing to do that for whatever reason. The private listings, whether it was a commercial issue that was going into CoStar, whether it was a luxury listing that they didn't want to list. There were lots of reasons that people may have pushed back on it. there were companies that were coming into the forefront of the real estate industry, like Compass. Does anybody know where Compass started? What city they started in? Where? Nope. Nope. New York City, Manhattan in particular. Does anybody know anything particular about the real estate industry in Manhattan? There is no MLS. There is no MLS. Listings don't go in an MLS. So they were used to private listings being the way they ran their business. So now they're opening offices out of their brokerage, because they're one brokerage. Everything goes through their main office in Manhattan. In all kind of cities, Atlanta being one, and people were saying, hold on just a second, you can't keep your listings private, you've got to put it in the MLS. How are you going to do this? And so Clear Cooperation was born because of Compass coming onto the scene and being willing to work with everyone. Compass was willing to say, hey, we'll cooperate. If everybody will do it, we'll all do it. We'll put our listings in with whatever prescribed time was given to us by our MLS. So far, y'all tracking with me so far? So that's where it all started, until Compass said, yeah, we don't want to do that anymore. And then they said, we just want our listings to have a private opportunity, and so we'll create our own website. And then they thought, well, we'll try to play nice. We'll put them on Redfin, which created the problem with the Redfin, which then now we're back at Zillow. Is everybody following me now, how this has all come together? So Gary, again, is sitting in Austin watching all this, and then something else significant that you're going to say, what in the world, and where does this have to do with me? We're going to go to Chicago next. Who wants to go to Chicago? Anybody ever sold real estate in Chicago? Anybody know the name of the Illinois, Chicago-based MLS? And I may say it wrong. It's called MRED. It's been one of the largest, FMLS, MRED are two of the largest real estate MLSs in the entire country. I think we're number 5 in Atlanta, could be 4, somewhere in that top 5. MRED is also in that top number. Guess what happened 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks ago, Cara? I think 2 weeks ago. Did
yeah,
we say that?
about.
Guess what happened to MRED about 2 weeks ago? What's that? They didn't get hacked, but close. They got bought.
Nice stuff.
And guess who bought them? Compass. Compass bought them. Guess what Compass has not done with Redfin? Put one single listing on Redfin, because they were working out a deal with MRED. So they never went to Redfin. They said they were. They didn't do it. Now they've bought MRED, and MRED says they're going to go national. So they think they're going to become a new national MLS, which we don't currently have a nationally cooperating MLS, which raises the question with folks in Austin and at other real estate companies like Real and Remax and EXP and all the other Berkshire Hathaways of the world, saying, well, wait a second, how are you going to do that? Because you all learned something in real estate school. Some of you that are new, you may remember this. Some of you will not remember this. That's why we have attorneys in the back of the room to stop you from doing stupid things.
Yes.
There is an act that you learned about in real estate school that you could violate if you don't cooperate with everybody. Does anybody know what this is called? It's the Sherman Antitrust Act.
Nicely done, babe.
And so now we're
like,
into
oh, that
federal
rings a
law. Did I tell you this was riveting? Like, I told you were going to be so excited that I was going to talk about this today. But this is literally what I spent half a day talking about with other operating principles. Y'all got a little bit of it. We got all of it. Full 4.5 hours of Gary unpacking this with us. So the question now is it time for all the other real estate companies to come together and invite Compass to a national MLS? Do we get ahead of this curve? And if we do a national MLS, what happens to the local MLSs? And if we do a national MLS and we figure out how to work with the local MLSs, what happens to the Zillows and the Realtor.coms and all of those platforms? So y'all see where this is. When I said the word, this is a transformative conversation. It's happening in real time around us right now.
And quickly, like
And
this is
very
moving
quickly.
really fast.
Yeah, because think about it. You first heard about Zillow Preview in March. What is today's date? Since March, Zillow Preview has gone through all of these iterations till we have now landed where is it time for KW to help partner with a lot of other real estate companies to also launch a national MLS? And how do we all participate? How do we not disenfranchise our local relationships? What does all that look like? So, and our sellers, because
Because and exposure matters. Like, we know this.
Correct, and remember that is still the component. Even if we had not drifted away from all of this conversation around Zillow Preview, you had to opt into Zillow Preview, and so did your seller. They still have a choice of how they want their home marketed. When you fill out a listing presentation, or a listing agreement, do you not go over that? And they agree how they want their home marketed. Is that fair? We do that? Yep. So same thing, if you're gonna put it on a Zillow Preview, they're gonna have to agree for it to be in a private listing category for whatever prescribed period of time your MLS allows you to do it. Now, here's what we really want everyone to do in this room. Are y'all ready? This is super high tech important. Just go sell a house. Listen, don't get into all of this. Just please go sell a house. It's really, the rest of this is just noise and it's distraction.
It's noise.
Right? We just went over stats. We felt it's important because you're going to hear more about this. You're going to see it in the news. You may see KW affiliated with some of this because KW literally, while we were there, Gary has a board meeting next week with all the KW leadership. And one of the questions they're going to be asking is, do we lead the charge to a national MLS? And how do we partner? Gary and I personally spoke about, he had an interesting concern because he knows I'm in Jacksonville and Atlanta. And here in Atlanta, we have a very unique MLS. Y'all may not know this. It does not operate like all the other MLSs in the country. FMLS is very different than all the other MLSs. Y'all pay a fee. And those fees get divided in all kind of different ways. Mm-hmm. So Gary's direct comment to me was, man, this could be really disruptive in the city of Atlanta. Yes, Gary, it could be very disruptive in the city of Atlanta. As a matter of fact, you are accurate. It could be disruptive. So I think it's important for y'all to hear this because this is again, it's transformative things happening in the real estate industry. We get sucked into AI, and you probably talked about that as well. We get sucked into great ideas. Like there's a whole new platform coming, and maybe you will mention this. If not, you'll hear about this in days ahead, that you're going to be able to do some things with KWAI and Google that are fascinating, that will help you all.
I wasn't allowed to take any photos or share it just yet, but it's coming.
It's good stuff that's coming. And instead, at the same time we're sucked into those conversations, this other thing is happening that we may or may not have a lot of control over because there's a lot of moving parts with other real estate companies. But it is happening in real time, and it will transform maybe who you're entering listings with, how you're entering listings, what you have to tell to your sellers in the days ahead. So right now, we'll keep you informed. Go sell a house.
Go sell a house.
Go sell a house.
How would it influence, like a seller deciding to go with a Compass agent rather with a KW agent?
So I don't know that they would. They're trying to sell the fact that they have these exclusive private listings. There's been a lot of studies out there that private listings may or may not make a big impact on the sale of homes. There's a lot of studies that will tell you get less money when you go private versus being on the open market. There are studies that are more niche that will say anything under a certain price point, it makes more sense to go more public. Anything over a certain price point, there's more private listings just because people want to be more private. There's questions about fair housing and access to information. There's a lot of things that are tied to this. That's why I said it's a riveting conversation, and you may all be glazed over and say, when will he stop talking about it? Because I know, I get it, I totally understand. And I wish I could tell y'all that this is just another blip, but watching, as Cara said, the quickness of how this is moving, this is happening in real time at a very fast pace, and there's a lot of decisions being made. I was not expecting Zillow and Realtor.com to partner up yesterday. That one was surprising to me.
Nope.
So, Mike, we just went through this whole shitstorm of transparency.
You owe money to KW.
Yep.
You're fine.
We went through it, and now we're talking about privatizing. I mean, doesn't that go against?
Yeah, so Gary addressed that, and I don't know if he said this to Cardios Group, but Gary did address this. He does not see that there is an opportunity to go back and put the genie back in the bottle. The private listing topic is already out. It's happened. It's spread across too many platforms. Now the question is, do all listings go private? And that's where I'm going to just say a very quick word because I don't want to confuse y'all anymore about IDX feeds and what that looks like. Or do we have private listings that have conditions attached to them, which says you can go private for a short period of time and then it has to go live in the MLS after a certain number of days. So it may be. I don't know the answer. Then you go into fair housing. Correct. And it's sold off market. And what does that look like? Does anybody know what an IDX feed is? Michael knew. Some of y'all do. I see hands raising. Michael raises.
They're like, don't ask me to explain
So-
it, but I know what it is.
So basically what
Yeah.
it is all of the brokers have to sign a document that says we agree when it goes into FMLS that
It's gonna
FMLS
feed.
is allowed to distribute to everybody.
And it goes into
It's a
those thousands of
syndication
websites like a
conversation.
Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, all the tiny ones as well.
You could ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want to use, and ask what is Gary Keller's opinion about IDX, and you will find that he does not like IDX. He never agreed with it. He thought it should have been a localized feed through your local MLS. He supported that. Didn't happen. It's out. To take it back now would be the same thing of taking back a private listing. Robert Refkin at Compass has said maybe we should do away with IDX altogether until he realized, oh wait, if we do away with IDX and it can't go anywhere, then we're back to books and going office to office like the 1960s. And some of you are too young to even know that that's how real estate used to happen, but that was the reality. So nobody wants to go that far back, but how do you put anything back in a cage once you've freed it? It's too difficult, and so this is the industry we're in. So as we're thinking about days on the market, as we're
Yep.
thinking about the quivering mortgage rates, which y'all will not forget.
Y'all, if
I
you
will
miss
tell
if
you
you
all-
miss stats, you missed out. Okay.
I will tell you all that this is one of those topics that's just noise to the side. We're
Until
paying
until
attention-
it's not.
Until it's not,
Yeah.
and then we'll keep you posted on what's changing and what we have to adapt to. It's going to be different. When it's going to be different, don't know. What's it going to look like? I don't know. But I can tell you that there will be some more national platform players, and we'll probably interact with our local MLSs differently. Yes, ma'am.
So us in commercial we use CoStar, right?
Mhm.
And that's a paid platform for us. Is there any anticipated additional fees for agents with this?
So right now, y'all here in Atlanta, you pay two fees. You pay a monthly fee for Georgia MLS that's $20, and
Yep.
then you're paying your 0.0012%
For
of your
FMLS.
FMLS fees.
Yep.
Other MLSs have fees that are attached for more of a block of time, like in Austin when I was there. It's basically about $1,100 a year, but they pay it in $550 and $550, so they divide it out. Same kind of situation in Jacksonville. Everyone does it a little bit differently. There is never going to be an MLS that's free, period. Nobody's going to list that for free. They will do it right now, Zillow is making money because they're getting leads that they're selling to other people. That's how they're doing it. What would a national MLS look like? One of the conversations that Gary had, and he brought it up because of folks like us here in Atlanta, is what if we did something that was a revenue stream off of a national MLS back to the brokerages? I don't know. I don't want to be in the room to be responsible for figuring that out, because I think I would throat punch someone, because I can imagine how many people are going to have opinions on what they think is fair and what they think is not fair.
Right.
That's a very complicated situation. There will be attorneys who will make millions of dollars off of this conversation that I'm sharing with y'all today. Millions of dollars, because it's that complex. And it's not just a state or a localized conversation. This will be a federally reviewed. The Department of Justice will be involved. That's why I said all this noise is out there. You're going to see lots of things. We may one day talk to you about Zillow Preview. The next week we may be talking about Realtor.com. Just go sell a house. Just literally use your MLS, go sell a house. If something changes, we'll keep you posted.
Yep.
That's the best way we can unpack this for everybody. Yes.
Thank you.
Did y'all love that? Are y'all riveted?
That helpful?
Who's riveted? Don't lie. Don't lie. I know. It's the sexiest conversation you're going to have all day. Yes, Stephanie.
So we get these invitations and all that, links to join on.
Listen,
Yes, you can go ahead and fill that out.
Do anything you want to
Yes,
do with that.
that is safe. You can fill that out. So everyone did get an email asking you to sign up. It is not spam. Initially, we were like, please hold off. We just want to make sure that this is valid and real. It is valid and real. If you don't know what we're talking about, go check your spam or answer your emails. Because it went to everybody.
And totally your choice. You don't have to. And if you have questions about it, just make sure you're following your MLS rules.
Yep.
If MLS says it has to be in there for whatever reason, even for coming soon, because you can designate coming soon in FMLS, right? But it still has to be in
Yes.
FMLS. So if the rule says it has to be in one, we'll just say one business day, how would you navigate that? If I wanted to get a Zillow preview with the hope that somebody would sell it and I would get a referral potentially, or a client directly taking mine before it hit the market. If I had a 1-day rule, Cara and I talked about this earlier, I would put it in Friday afternoon. It would technically be free to run all weekend, and by whatever time you put it in on Friday, your business day count would be the next time on Monday. So then you have whatever time Friday night, you have Saturday, Sunday, you have Monday for that to go out. Somebody could pick it up, give you a referral, which was one of the hooks of Zillow Preview. You could get a referral fee if another preferred agent sold it. Again, my question is it worth your time to put it into Zillow under their rules to only have to re-put it in?
The weekend for everybody else's
Right,
bids.
and then you still have to re-enter it on Monday because you have to be compliant. So this is about your time, your expense, all the things. Does that make sense?
And here's the thing, y'all, we have to be willing to be open to change.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we know is going to happen.
gonna
Change
happen.
will happen. So I'm just going to invite you, let's not get attached to what things are today, because very likely, and you're going to hear about it here first. We talk about these things always at team meeting and we send it out to you, but it is very likely that 30 days from now, things could be really different, and 30 days later, very different. By the time we get to the end of the year, it looks completely different. So, to Mike's point, just go sell a house.
Yeah, go sell a house.
Really,
We'll sort all this
really
out.
quickly before
Yeah.
you go,
Lone
y'all,
wolf.
we are, and I'm gonna have Michael New speak to this a little bit as well. Speaking of change and having an open mind, Mike, what's Lone Wolf?
So Lone Wolf is just another platform of DocuSign. Many of you have heard of CoreLogic. Many of you know who they are. They're a large data group. That's what they've done. They collect data, and most of it's real estate related. They've been renamed. The company is Cotality. Cotality and CoreLogic have always partnered with their DocuSign product, which is called Lone Wolf. It's been all across Canada, most of the northern territories of the United States. Guess who owns them? Stone Point, who is our new business partner at Keller Williams. And so we can, we always have rising costs. Companies are always changing their fees, right? DocuSign has been part of Command. It's been part of your monthly office fees. DocuSign was looking at doing some increases again, which was going to have to be passed on to you all. Lone Wolf is something we can roll in at no cost to everyone at this point for the way it works. I will tell you, I'm also a MAPS coach, and I coach lots of people across the country in different places that have been doing Lone Wolf. They love it. They say it's easier. They say the switch from DocuSign to Lone Wolf is simple. It's super simple. Your clients will like it. You'll like managing your files better. You'll like the compliance review of things better. It's just simply going through the exercise, which Cara is getting ready to tell you all how you're going to do that. But it is not complicated. I've not had one person in Jacksonville has been switching to it already. Everybody who's switched to it, nobody is complaining, nobody's crying, nobody is fussing, nobody's coming to my door telling me this is the worst day of their life, which has happened with DocuSign and happened with Dotloop.
It did.
It's not happened with Lone Wolf. Everybody seems to like Lone Wolf because maybe they like the name. I don't know, but it is much simpler. And we're going to walk you through it, and Cara's going to share a few things. I'm going to depart to go to another appointment that I have to be at, but she'll tell you more about it. Don't be afraid of this. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I promise y'all, it's not that big of a deal.
Y'all, can we thank Mike for coming in? Thank you. And before we finish on the Lone Wolf piece, was that helpful to better understand what is happening in our industry? Yes? Okay. I know some of you are in panic mode right now. Please don't. Take a deep breath. I promise you this is not going to be crazy. As things may change, we'll tell you exactly the how and to the best of our ability the why they are changing, but at least now you have a better understanding, okay? Now on Lone Wolf, and let's get Michael New a microphone as well. So how many of you, show of hands, just so I know, how many of you were here when we switched from Dotloop to DocuSign? Okay, so a good amount of you. Okay, this should not press your PTSD trigger button, okay? I know some of you are like, it will not be as painful. Our incredible operations guru, Michael New, has also figured out some ways for us to literally, and it could be 15, 20 minutes to be able to make the transfer. What's happening though is that you are going to need, and I'm gonna have you speak on this because I will totally mess it up, but you are gonna need to transfer everything from DocuSign. I mean every document from DocuSign into Lone Wolf, okay? Lone Wolf does connect directly with Command, and Command is where you go to enter all of your contracts into an opportunity to make sure you get paid. Command, however, will only speak to one of these things, so is not going to speak to both DocuSign and Lone Wolf, which is why it's so important that in one go, you pull everything from DocuSign and put it in. You may have had a client from 2 years ago that are in your DocuSign. They come back into the market. You need to pull everything over, y'all. Everything, okay? Do you want to walk us through a little bit more of the details and then the training we've put on the calendar and how we're going to partner with them on it and then deadline?
Yeah, so we're going to train on this twice a week. Tuesdays, same class that we've been for 5 years. That's just going to flip over to Lone Wolf. And then on Thursdays at 1 p.m., same thing. We'll get you set up. Getting set up in it takes 10 minutes max. It's really easy. It's kind of the same way you set up DocuSign, but without all the pre-existing accounts and all that stuff we had to worry about. Once it's set up, it's simpler to use than DocuSign. The product it's just simpler. Like there's fewer options. It's easier to drag and drop. There's less you can do with it, but it's easier for what y'all need it for. It's great. So that should be the only thing that's really going to be that you have to worry about is all of your documents that are in rooms DocuSign are going away. So they will not retain those. Anything that's in Command is safe. Like if you've already uploaded it in Command, it's stored there. That will be fine. Anything stored in a DocuSign room, you will not have access to after July 14th.
So write this down. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you've got admin, if you partner with a transaction coordinator, if you've got any sort of leverage as well, this is really important that they attend the training, that they understand this. They won't be able to go back and access it. July 14th, 11:59, and y'all, things happen, okay? So just know July 14th. Let's not wait until July 14th. Okay, because something could happen and you could lose access earlier. But July 14th is the drop dead date where they will deprecate everything in DocuSign. Steph?
So are you only talking about like open documents, not closed?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And he's saying with a click of a button, we can move everything over. Yeah.
Yeah, there is an application that you can subscribe to that will download everything and put it in Google Drive for you.
Yep.
So API Nation.
An actual, like, go there, do this, and then we can just do it?
Yeah, like you can manually download everything if you want to.
We're going to be doing training as well and office hours to be able to help. So you can actually come in and we will show you how to do it. In the interest of time, here's the thing. In the interest of time, we'll come to you, Diane, and then just note, Tuesdays and Thursdays will be Lone Wolf training. You will want to send your admins. You will want to come in. Tuesdays is going to be in the Market Center and on Zoom. It's a hybrid training at 10 a.m. Thursdays at 1 p.m. is going to be a Zoom training online, okay? We're going to do this all the way through to July, but do not wait. I cannot say it enough. Sell a house and do not wait. Okay. Diane, what you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. So in your rooms, whatever documents you have stored there, when API Nation transfers, it's not grabbing documents in the room. It's only transferring the documents that you've uploaded to Command.
No, anything that's in Command, it's stored. You don't really have to worry about.
Okay.
Everything else, if you have random documents in the rooms that you didn't put in Command, you will lose those if you don't transfer them.
Yeah.
API Nation will grab
We're-
everything.
I'm going to ask that we hold questions on API and Lone Wolf because we will have training and office hours. Would it be helpful if we talk about this a little bit more next week as well?
Sure. First date for training.
First date for training is this coming Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
No, what's today?
I've got one tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the first one. Yes.
And then we need to tell our clients to download Lone Wolf, though.
No.
Nope. Your clients don't need to download DocuSign either. It is the vehicle through which you will send the contracts that they can sign. But they don't need to download it.
I have
Yeah.
one question that somebody else might have. I use Remind.
Nothing changes.
And Supreme Team, if y'all will come on up. Amanda, you are on deck. Perfect. Y'all, we will continue to talk about it. We will send emails. Michael New is on top of it. Okay? Hey, really quickly, look at me. Eyes up here. Y'all, we've got you. Do you believe that we've got you? Yes? Awesome. You know who else has got you? They do.
All right. And we'll be very quick for y'all.
Want to start out really quick. So March, we saw the highest level of auto loan defaults actually since 2010. We know what was happening in 2010. Not exciting, I know. Why are the mortgage people talking about auto loan defaults?
That's the first thing before mortgages.
And the ability to refinance, because there's a lot of equity in America. And so if you have anyone that asks, you know, maybe they relent to that's a problem in their life and a struggle, you can be the source to help them by leading them to us, where we can help with the refi, use their equity to pay off that auto loan. And even if their home rate might go up because of that, their blended rate by paying off the auto loan could go down, and that could be a whole lot of relief that they need. So you can be the hero there.
All right. Good morning. I'm Sharina Pate. For those that I have not met, I'm new to the team here at Supreme. And I just want to give you guys a database touch. So it's conversations I've been having with some clients lately. You know, with us going into the graduation season, there's a lot of students that are moving on into college. If you have clients that you keep in your database, you also keep track of their children or their children's age, or, you know, you ask those kind of questions about them to go deeper in your relationships. This is a good touch right now to talk about purchasing property where their children are going to school and buying something they can invest in and actually get a return on in the next 3 to 4 years, and potentially even give it to their children. So I did this personally with my twins. They both went to the same college. They're inseparable. And so instead of paying housing to the college, we bought a townhome, 4-bedroom townhome. They lived in 2 rooms. We rented the other 2. It covered the mortgage. After 4 years, I told them, whoever stays on dean list all 4 years, the house is yours. They're sitting on $100,000 in equity right now. They've rented all 4 rooms now that they're graduated. This is a great thing to talk about with clients that you know trust you already because you've handled their primary purchase for them, and introduce the idea of them buying something instead of paying housing, you know, to an apartment or to a college in the future.
Love that. And y'all have a class coming up after team meeting. We've got that up for everybody to see if you want to give them a quick, what is it?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the different down payment assistance programs. So there's a lot out there. Not everyone is right or wrong given an individual person's criteria and risk profile. And so there's benefits and there are some pitfalls. And so please join us next week after team meeting to hear a little bit more about what that means and which ones could be super favorable for your clients.
Not all of them are income-based either, guys. So don't think this has to be for somebody who's only a first-time home buyer or only is on a small salary. We've literally had people that make 6 figures want to use the down payment assistance.
Love that. Y'all, thank you so much. Let's give it up for the dream team and bring Amanda on down. Appreciate y'all.
Well, I'm assuming you're saving the best for last, which
I
is lovely. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Amanda McClung over here at our Sandy Springs office at Campbell and Brannon. I too am bringing you a riveting topic today of temporary occupancy security deposits. So, as y'all know, I guess we're seeing it a little bit more and more where you as the agents want to protect your buyers if the sellers are staying over. So, go through a few of these slides and come back in 2 weeks to go over the rest of the slides. But as you know, the temporary occupancy is only between the buyer and the seller. Neither us nor you are a part of that agreement, right? We're not a management company. You're not a management company. Keller Williams is not going to hold your money. So if the buyers want a security deposit during the temporary occupancy, we are now telling you it should be held by the buyer. There is a new GAR special stip for that, 416. So if you call us and ask us about it, we're going to give you all of this, and then we'll make a educated decision on, you know, will this get it across the table or will it not? But we want your buyer to hold the security deposit. Next.
This is something that is not already on the temporary occupancy form.
No. No. And for those who don't know, the special stip is 416. If you're using our special stip library already, which you all should be, that we have that exact same special stip on the special stip library, and you'll know it because in parentheses on the special stip library it says This is the exact same one as the GAR.
And there's a slide about 416 in here too that she's going to get to.
So the reason we don't want to hold it is because there's disputes always, right? We don't have the facts. We don't know what the condition was. We're not going through that walkthrough when you initially go through your final walkthrough. And we're not coming to do a exit walkthrough either. We're not doing any inspections. We can't be the judge and jury and make decisions about the disbursement regarding the security deposit. Once y'all say there's an issue, we are probably interpleading it because we just can't. We're not in that position to make that decision. So a lot of times you're like, well, this party's just been so difficult to deal with. Well, I can promise you this. If they've been difficult in the beginning, they will be difficult until the very end. So we are not the person for you, unfortunately. The buyer is, and then the buyer can decide. If there are any disputes over the security deposit, like I said, we will interplead it almost immediately, right? The cost just for us to start the interpleader is $2,000. So a lot of y'all just asked for a $2,000 security deposit. Well, we've just given away all of your money. So, and that's deducted immediately. Then we don't represent either party, so we can't give you any advice on who should win and who shouldn't win. Lee will give you all off the record advice because that's just, no, I'm just kidding, he won't. He's straight and narrow all the way. Go back one more, Cora. And then this is important. If the buyer or seller is an entity, the owner of the entity cannot represent themselves. They automatically have to hire an attorney. So maybe one more? We're not going through all of these, are we?
It's up to you.
Nope, we can stop there. I'm sure y'all want to leave.
I want to give them, wait, y'all, before you go, I want to give you this one, and then they give another one on 416. Let them take a photo of it and have that, and you can revisit it as well.
Sure.
So this is the step 416.
Yeah, it's in your GAR forms, guys, right? With all those special steps. I know you always forget about those, but those are there for you. Lawyers have thought a long time on those to see what's helpful on that. So these are some of the benefits. Again, come back in 2 weeks, and we'll go over 4 through 8 or 5 through 8 on the rest of the slides. But yeah, I mean, again, if you know it's been difficult and you got the temporary occupancy, my suggestion is you charge rent to the seller. And then that way there is no issue, there's no dispute, there's nothing. Instead of asking for a security deposit, charge rent.
Yep.
Okay.
You got a question from Bridget, and then we will close.
How do you get to the special steps library?
Oh, for us. I was
I
like,
don't
for
think
GAR?
I have that
don't
slide.
know.
I don't have that slide.
Yes, so I don't unfortunately remember the website. It's a little bit different from, you cannot access it from our website. It's like resources.campbell&brannan/special steps or something along those lines. Email me and I'll send it directly to you, okay? We've got, I think it's full, but if you still want to come, and I hear y'all are rolling out some AI stuff, we've got our AI class coming up next Monday. It's literally right across the street, guys. Jake is going to be teaching the majority of it. I will be there nodding my head a lot, saying that he's right because he's very smart about AI. But if you are scared of AI, this is the class for you. This will be your starter course. So,
Time to get unscared.
and if you aren't able to come to the class or you couldn't get in, email me and we'll try and do a lunch and learn here for you. And then I don't think it was mentioned, but after Red Day, May 14th, we're having a happy hour at Pure, right up there off of not off of Johnson's Ferry, but off of Ashford Dunwoody. Is it off of Johnson's Ferry? It
What
is off of-
time, and what time is it?
Well, that's a great question. Whenever you want to start. Whenever you want to start.
4 to 6 for a happy hour.
4 to 6. 4 to 6.
Love that.
So, and then last but not least, because it's just who I am. All right, here we go. Why don't closings scare sellers agents anymore? Or buyers agents? Because after the inspection report, everything else feels like a happy ending.
Let's give it up for Amanda. Thank you so much, Amanda. Y'all, I want to thank you so much for being here today. Next week, we are going to announce the winner of our contract contest, and we will give you the scoreboard on our listing contest. So stick around, stay tuned. If there's any changes that are coming, we will be here. Jump into Lone Wolf, sign up for Red Day. Y'all have an amazing Wednesday. Go sell a house. Oh, if you ordered a Red Day shirt, go to the back of the room. ALC, come see me. 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 ALC, come see me.